Okay guys, we're going to talk about tax, tip, and discount right now. So first let's start with sales tax. So sales tax is an amount of money that is extra. So it's an extra amount of money that we pay to either state or local government. Okay, so it's not going to the company or to the store, it's going to state or local government. Okay, the sales tax rate in Virginia, because we're specifically in Northern Virginia, we're going to talk about it being 6%. In other places in Virginia, it's slightly less, and that's due to the amount of state-maintained roads we have up here. So we're dealing with 6% in Northern Virginia, and we can discuss that a little bit more on why it would be higher and why that makes sense. Let's talk also about where we're going to pay sales tax. So we'll pay sales tax on things like groceries, or clothes, toys, sports equipment, food when you go out to eat, drinks when you go out to eat, anything like that. So we'll just put etc. because there's various numerous things that it could be. Let's talk about how we're going to find sales tax now. So that's where you're going to pay it. Let's talk about how you find it so you have an accurate understanding of how much money you would need when you're going out to purchase something. So first thing we're always going to do is set up a percent proportion, and this is something we need to have memorized. So remember, percent proportion is percent over 100 equals is over of. So I've got percent over 100 equals is over of. You could also call it percent over 100 equals part over total. After that, we're going to solve the proportion for x, and remember here, x typically is the sales tax. So whatever we get for x is our sales tax, and we do that by cross multiplying, getting our cross products, setting them equal, and then solving the proportion using division. Once we get that sales tax, we have to check to see if the question is asking us for the sales tax or if it's asking us for the total cost. If it asks us for the sales tax, we know we're done because we just said the sales tax is x. So when we find x, we're done with the problem. However, if they ask us for the total cost, we have to take an extra step after the two that we've already done, and we need to take our original price and we need to add the tax to that because we need to find the total of how much we're going to be charged or how much we're going to pay. So let's take a look at an example, and we'll do this together. So again, we're always looking for the percent first in any kind of problem that is like this. It's similar to percent proportions. So I see the problem is talking about buying a game for my PS4 that's $57.99. So this seems important because this represents the cost of the product. It asks how much cash will I need to bring to the store. So how much cash will I need to bring to the store? That means I'm paying for the game and the tax. So that tells me, it's telling me I need my total. And the only thing right now that I'm missing to get that total is the tax. If the tax rate is 6%. So I have the tax rate, but I don't have the amount of money I'm paying for tax. So what I need to do is take that 6% and set it up as a ratio, 6 over 100. We've got to remember that that 6 represents our tax. So whatever I put in the numerator here should also be my tax. And because I'm missing the dollar amount for tax, that's something I need to find, we're putting x in that numerator. We're calculating that tax based on whatever the cost is of that game. So if my cost changes, then my tax will also change with that cost. So I'm going to put the cost in the denominator because the tax is out of the total cost. It's never going to be more than that because I see my first ratio as the percent is out of 100, which is also smaller. Okay, so from here, we're going to do our steps for solving. So we're going to cross multiply, and we get 100 times x, and we get 6 times 57.99. We then go ahead and find our cross products. So 100 times x is going to get us 100x, and then 6 times 57.99 gets us 347.94. we set those equal to each other, and then we solve by dividing both sides by 100. So I divide by 100, and I get x equals 3.4794. Now our issue here is that tax is an amount of money. That's what x is supposed to be representing. And I don't have any money that has digits after the 100th place. So that's 2 digits after the decimal. So what I need to do is I need to round this 7 by looking at the 9. The 9 is above 5, so it tells me to bump the 7 up. So that means I'm really paying $3.48 in tax. Now, because the question did not ask for tax, it asked for how much cash I'm bringing to the store, I know I need to bring the amount of cash to cover the game, and I also need to bring cash to cover tax. So to figure out how much that is total, I've got to take the $57.99 and show that I'm adding the tax, $3.48. So make sure you write down what you're adding so I know how you jumped from the tax to the total cost. So right now, we take $57.99 and we add the $3.48, and we should see that we're paying, we will bring $61.47. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about tip. Okay, so when we're talking about tip, tip is also extra money we pay, but this time we're paying to a person, not a company or not the government, for a service. Okay, so typically we tip between 10% and 20%. 10% is on the lower side if the service wasn't so great. 20% is on the higher side if the service was excellent. We tip because in people's paychecks who are providing a service for you, they are only getting paid from their company a small amount of money for whatever service they're doing for the company. So I'll give you an example. Waiters and waitresses get paid well under minimum wage. So when I was doing waitressing, I got paid $3 an hour. Back then, the minimum wage was about $7. The company was allowed to do that, even though technically it's illegal when you get paid less than minimum wage, because my income was coming from the people I was serving, which was the customer. So I only got paid $3 to roll silverware and to restock shelves and to clean up dishes and things like that. But the customers who I served were really providing me with my paycheck or the money that I got because I was providing them with the service a majority of the time that I was at work. So that's why we tip people. So places that we're going to tip, like we said, restaurants. When you go get haircuts, the price that you're paying at the salon or the haircut place is for the materials that they need and the cleanup, but the actual haircut you usually tip for. Restaurants, again, the price that you're paying there is strictly for the food and the drinks, the cost of those foods and the cost of those drinks and the cost it takes to cook the food or keep the drinks cool, not the services that the server provides. What else? Before Uber and Lyft, you had taxis, so you would usually tip the taxi driver for actually driving you. Their cost that they charge you is for gas and maintenance of the car and things like that. Restaurants, haircuts, taxi, if you get your nails done, nail salons, or at hotels you have bellhops who bring your luggage to your rooms, or people who bring room service. So all of those places you would typically pay a tip. So how do we find tip? Super nice. It's the same as finding sales tax. So you do a percent proportion. Again, percent over 100 equals is over of. Then we solve that proportion for x. X is always going to be the tip here. And then we have to see if they asked for the tip. If they asked for the tip, we're done, because we just said x is the tip. If they asked for the total cost, to find the total cost, we need to take the original cost and we need to add the tip because it's something extra that we're being charged. So the original cost plus the tip is our total. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. So in this example, again, we're still always looking for the percent first. So it tells, or it asks me, how much will my account be charged? So it's being charged not just for the meal, which it's talking about down here, but also for the tip. So that means I'm looking for total here because my account is being charged once, but it's being charged for all of it. If the dinner at Nagoya was $72.36, so that's my cost, and I want to leave a 20% tip. Hint, hint, I found the tip. So we need to put 20 as a ratio over 100. Remember, 20 represents the amount of tip. So whatever is in the numerator also should be the amount of tip. I know that in my total, I already know the cost. So the thing I'm missing is the tip. So X is going to go in the numerator because I'm missing the tip. But I do know that the cost is $72.36. So that tip is going to be calculated out of whatever that cost is, which was $72.36. Okay, then we'll use our method. So if you could take a few seconds and solve this proportion. Okay, so when you solve the proportion, you should have gotten 14.472, but remember money has to have only 2 digits after the decimal in the hundredths place. So we round to 7 by looking at the 2, and we get that the tip, because remember X was tip, is $14.47. We don't stop there though, because again, we wanted the total that my account would be charged. So I have to take the $72.36 and write a statement showing that I'm adding the tip to that. You can't just do it in the calculator because I need to see how you're going from your tip to your answer. So we're going to take 72.36 and we're going to add the 14.47, and we should get that my account will be charged $86.83. So again, I want to see the statement right here. I don't want to see a jump from your tip to your answer. I need to see how you got there, so make sure that you show that. Okay, moving on, we're going to now finish with discounts. So discounts are an amount of money we take off of a price. Okay, so this is also called AKA the amount you save. Okay, now that's different from sales price. Sales price is slightly more challenging because sales price is the amount you pay. Okay, so that's what it's also called, the amount you pay after a discount. Okay, so after the discount is taken off. Okay, so let's talk about some types of discounts. You can see 50% off. You can see $2 off. You could see BOGO 50%, which means buy one, get one 50%. So that means max, you're saving 25%. We can talk about types of sales later in person if you want to talk about what would be the best type and what you should be doing. But let's talk about how to find a discount. Now, you're only going to do this if your discount is given as a percent. So that means for this guy and for this guy. We're not doing it if it's $2 off because that is the discount. We already know the discount here. The steps are the same. The only difference is if we get the discount, we're done because X is equal to the discount. But if they ask us for the sales price, we need to then take the original cost and subtract the discount. Okay, so let's look at an example. Again, we're trying to find the percent first. I see here that we're getting 25% off. So we're putting 25 over 100. Remember, 25 represents the discount. And I see equals and then another ratio. It asks how much I'm going to pay for the coat. So remember, pay also means sales price. But in order to find the sales price, I need to know the discount. So I have to find this discount, even though it doesn't explicitly ask me to. So X goes in the numerator because 25 also meant discount. I know I'm finding the discount on the cost of the coat. So the coat was originally $245. So the discount is out of $245. Go ahead and take a second to solve that proportion. All right, so once you solve that proportion, you're seeing that your discount is $61.25, but they want to know the sales price. So we need to take the original $245 and subtract the $61.25. So we're going to take the 245, subtract $61.25, and we get $183.75. So I will pay $183.75 for that code. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, you can get started on practice.